Hi Katie, this is John Knudson-Martin, and I'm going to spend some time going over your first draft uh, with you and make some comments for you. This is a good start, and I know your research is going to turn out great, and you have some work to do on this draft. All right, so what you're looking at is clearly the first page of your draft, and I'm going to show you a couple of things, and I'm going to use the track changes function on Word to help us look at this. First, in this comment right here, this is a wording suggestion comment, and I'm going to show you what it looked like in the original, and it said assessing, instructing, and intervening young learning readers. It seems to me that what you probably wanted to say is assessing, instructing, and intervening with young readers. And then you have this called an ellipsis. And it seemed like this made more sense to me. If we go back and look at your original, you had 4 dots and it's really 3 dots, and you didn't have the with in here. So you'll see a lot of these in my review of your writing. It seemed to me that this made more sense. Okay. So then I went down here and I said this section is a pretty good, and it introduces your topic. I think it does. You have made assertions in this section that are common sense and that really don't need um, references. In the statement of the research problem section, it's especially this, what is the large issue that needs to be addressed? It needs some work. What I've done here is I've changed the wording a fair bit, and it's kind of hard to see. The major thing that I want you to see here is that you say here, this sentence tells the reader that there is a lot of research in these areas. But this is a description of the research. You can't just say there's a lot of research in the area. What you need to do in this section is to describe the research. So that's what's left for you to do. And I say since there is and has been extensive research, you need to summarize this research in grouping while still citing specific papers. Blah, blah, de, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, and then we go on, and you need, this will probably work as a concluding sentence. So I like what you've done so far, but what you need to do is actually talk about the research, not just say a lot of stuff is done. All right? And one of the issues in your project design right now is that after careful research in this area of literacy is conducted, hopefully assessments and instructional strategies and interventions can be modified to effectively teach kids who may be at a disadvantage in this area. Yeah, but what you want to do in your research is not review the literature. What you want to do is pick some aspect of the way your school works with struggling teachers and take a look at its effectiveness, or look at a group of students and see how a group of struggling students and see what seems to be effective in the way you're helping them and what doesn't seem to be effective. Huh? And here, this is reflected also on the purpose of your research. I said that I can see from this purpose of research that you're planning to work on first graders. And I asked, does the school have an adopted curriculum for teaching a speaking strategy for first graders? I suspect it does, and I suspect we'll talk about that a fair bit. What you need to do is study the effectiveness of that program, and uh, then your research will contribute to your own practice and how the school is dealing with struggling students. Huh? And after after looking closely at what researchers suggest teachers do to effectively assess, instruct, and intervene risk takers in the first grade, I am doing this in the first grade setting. If not, what changes need to be made for at-risk teachers? This research cannot be a literature review, is what I said here. Blah, 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 blah. Done.